Choo, cuckoo, choo. I am
You're
the walrus.
you're the slap nuts.
What up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to the Two Dumb Yinters. This episode 279. What's up this morning, fellas?
What is up, homie?
Living the dream. It's nice. We got beautiful weather, and this weather always throws me off because I can't sleep right when it gets warm and gets nice.
Yeah,
My body doesn't adapt well.
it's because you're weird.
I just I could I just I can't sleep right when I'm tired. I can't fall asleep. It just feels like there's this energy shift that I need to be, not sleeping, and I don't know. Everything's all
Yeah,
screwed up.
you're a wreck, dude. You're a mess. You're a mess.
Big time mess. What's up, Derpy?
Derby don't want to talk to us. I was playing Madden and I was ignoring him. I think he was trying to talk to me.
Oh, get out.
I think he was. I'm like dancing and eating, so looking at the computer, and I'm just playing Madden.
Derpy's on a whole nother plane right now.
He is too. He's like, F that Mike guy. He is so
What's up,
rude.
Baldy? What's up, cool guy?
What's up?
Derpy, you do realize I'm the one in the control booth. I can boot you from the party. Okay. This would be like Call of Duty days, man. I don't have a problem kicking people out the party. Okay.
Anybody see Vince McMahon's new appearance? His new
That
look?
must, I saw someone.
He
on
looks
Twitter-
like he's defeated in life.
No, he looks like he's happy to be back. That mustache, someone's like, you know what? He needs to end his little news conference because he has to tie a blonde chick to the train tracks.
He does. He looks like an insurance salesman. Do you guys remember? I don't know if you do, but there was back in the day when I was young, at least, like an insurance salesman would come by every once in a while, and I don't know what the whole deal was, but that's what he looked like. Every insurance salesman I've ever seen in my life looks like Vince McMahon looks right now. He has darker hair. He obviously dyed his hair. He has the porn mustache. I've never seen Vince look like this. What's he doing?
This is someone who's, he's survived like his company being taken away from him because, all of his sexual misconduct allegations, all the stuff he's had to pay back to the company. He's seen, Triple H come in and people love him. Now he's back in charge. His body is like he was destroyed. Now he's being reborn like the Phoenix.
I'm really curious to see what they do with this. From what I understand, the notes that I have here, the WWE and the UFC are merging to create a company run by Ari Emanuel and Vince McMahon. I don't even know what this means. What does this mean?
It means like he said, he's back. He's back. And they asked if he's in charge of creative. He's like, yes and no. Overall, I'll be in charge of creative, but down in the weeds, I won't be. So more or less anything that he doesn't like, he's going to change.
Yeah.
There are already reports from last night's Raw. And granted, with the wrestling media and the insiders and the dirt sheets, you take everything with a grain of salt because everyone just makes stuff up and people run with it that it's true. But they're saying he was already backstage rewriting the show up until air, even rewriting it as the show is going on, like he used to back in the day. Maybe that could just be people saying that because they didn't like the show last night. So it's going to be interesting to see what Vince does.
Did you watch? I didn't watch it. I was going.
I didn't watch. I wish I did to see Cody Rhodes get destroyed by Brock Lesnar.
Everybody talked about how poor of a show it was for being a post WrestleMania show.
Yeah.
That's all I kept seeing was how bad it was. And I don't get it. I can't understand what happened.
But the thing is that, like, Twitter fans, they're the worst. They're like me. Okay. They're jaded. They're grumpy. We're just going to bitch about everything. So is that really the truth or not?
Yeah. I wish I would have watched it now. I'm really kicking myself in the ass because I didn't watch this.
And like Vince has been quoted as saying, he'll listen to the audience, but he won't listen to like the internet audience, the Twitter audience. Cause he's like, that's a small segment. I'm going to listen to the people who are there. The people who are showing up, I will listen to. So it all depends on what the live reaction was at the show, if it was really good or not.
Now, I heard a rumor, correct me if I'm wrong, but I heard a rumor, guys, that The Rock was interested in buying out the WWE for $6.5 billion.
Oh.
And that fell through, and they ended up going the route that they took. I thought that might have been interesting. Again, I don't know what route this new plan that they have going on is going to take, but it would have been interesting to see The Rock. I mean, he buys the WWE.
He'd come back. He come back in, he'd be, every single champion.
Yeah, I mean, he would certainly get the crowd's attention, I think, and
Yeah.
but it was just off. I seen that, and like I said, I don't know what happened. I didn't follow it too closely, but yes, apparently, what the WWE and the UFC, and it's two different sports. So that's what's kind of intriguing to me is what are they going to do? You know?
Yeah, one will have to be just in charge of UFC promoting everything there. One's gonna have to be in charge of WWE and all sports entertainment and running that. Isn't like one of the guys too like a big Hollywood agent or big time in Hollywood too?
I
So
don't know.
that's one of the things I read. And so you never know, like it could be more wrestlers going into the entertainment field too, have a big crossover. It's going to be interesting to see how it plays out.
Yeah, for sure.
Because like WrestleMania's gate was like what $21 million they made at the gate at the place,
and they packed
like
over 161,000 people over 2 days in that stadium.
Yeah, so it's it's still wrestling. It's not what it was back in the day, but it's still pulling in serious revenue.
And as I was telling a guy that was here at the studio watching the wrestling with us the other day, I said to him, the funny thing about wrestling is this: there's only so many moves. So basically, you could see the same wrestling match multiple times and not even realize it because, they go out there, they lock up, they bounce off the ropes, they jump off the ropes, they do a couple things, and then they pin one another. So you basically, over the past, 40 years, may have seen the same match several times.
Yeah.
But it really comes back on the talent of these guys and gals and people that are wrestlers and entertainers, because they keep it interesting, and they keep 160,000 plus people piling into a stadium here in 2023 after, like I said, you may have seen every single match ample times in your life, again, because there's only so many things that you could do. So it's the personalities, it's the twist, it's the and that's what keeps it interesting. And
that's really what it is. That's why, like, Roman Reigns, that's why he didn't lose. You're not gonna take the title. This storyline, the bloodline storyline, that's what's drawing people in. So he's not going to lose. And that's going back to what you're saying, the stories, the characters. That's why people want to come back and see it. At least at my age, I've seen every single wrestling match I can see. AEW, every wrestling match is now the same flippity floppity choreographed. WWE's everything's the same. So now, I want everything to big personalities, and that's what we have there.
And as I said the other day when it was on, the one move where, where you have the multiple people in a match, usually like these 4-ways or tag teams, where everybody's laying on the ground outside of the ring, and then they get up, and then the one person who's not, they come flying over the ropes and they land on the crowd. I mean, how many you see this every time there's that match with that quantity of wrestlers. God. Yeah, there's not much that changes.
Yeah, no, it started in that thing really started off in like an AEW big time. When there was more than 3 people involved in a match, like you said, everyone's standing outside waiting.
Yeah,
to get jumped on. It's a tired spot. They need to just retire
it, or put it on the other side of the ring. It's always right in that entrance.
Yeah, and or if you're gonna do it, get set up fast, because every time you see it seems like everyone's taking their time. They're watching the person up there. It's like, you could all move by now. It's like like in the movie when like the tree falls, like you step to your left or your right, you're gonna live. What are you doing here? It's like you're killing my suspension of disbelief. But when done right, it's cool visual.
Yeah.
Like when the Dudleys and the Hardys and Christian and Edge, when they did it, was stacked with tables.
Right.
That was fun.
I really miss the tables. I miss the tables. I grew up with tables in wrestling, and they're just non-existent anymore.
Yeah, they still bring them out every once in a while. So now, like, it's more spaced out. I like it that way, because back in the day, dude, when those TLC matches were happening all the time, they get kind of boring because you've seen them all.
And the ladders, and it's only for special occasions. I don't know. It seems like a lot's changed from what we grew up with. And
well, they look, dude, man, look how it was from the 80s to the 90s, how bad it changed. So imagine from the 90s to now, that's even a longer period. Ugh, we're old.
Vince's physical appearance is any indicator.
Oh my God, I love it. Now people are gonna love it. Now they can blame everything on Vince now.
Yeah. Hey, Derp. Earth the Derpy. Derpy.
Derpy.
I
Derpy
mean,
there.
I was being put asleep.
Derpy.
Oh, I want to call Derpy out on something here real quick.
Yeah, man, good.
You know how yesterday we were talking about the women's basketball,
Mm-hmm.
and Derpy kept going, "It's just women's basketball. It's women's basketball. No one cares." 9.9 million people tuned into this. This has higher ratings than like baseball games, World
Because
Series,
they were
Stanley
mad
Cup.
about the men's Final
No.
Four.
And the men's Final Four, they had a dominant team in UConn. But no, Derpy, you were sitting here going, "It's just women's basketball. It's just women's basketball. No one cares." Boom, the numbers don't lie.
Let me ask you this.
I told you the reason why that is because nobody's a fan of the
no.
Final Four.
No,
I'm going to tell you why.
Complaining
Listen,
before you saying, "Oh, no one cares about it. No one cares about it."
it's the championship, so it's going to get a little bit of ratings. But listen, I'm going to tell you why it got ratings. It got ratings because they talked this chick up from Iowa.
Yeah.
And this chick scoring 40 points and then scoring 40 against number 1 South Carolina. I'm almost certain this is why most people tuned in. And that is one thing that I did see that was consistent down my down my news feeds was, all these people who are basketball fans generally throughout the year. I observe, they went on and on about, this girl, she's got mad game, she's really good, she's special. And I really do believe that, and of course I think that it was going to get ratings anyway because it's a championship game of some sort, but the fact that they really, really talked her up, because here's the thing, I wouldn't have tuned in if they wouldn't have went on and on and on about this Clark chick. And so the way that things turned out, I think that it made it even more interesting. And I think that it was actually good for the sport of basketball, the way they kind of, things kind of went, women's basketball, I'm sorry. And I think that was it. Like I said, I mean, how many of you guys would have been interested in this game had you not heard about this Caitlin Clark chick leading up to it? I wouldn't have.
Well, this goes back to like what you were saying, we were talking about earlier in wrestling. You tune in for the stories, for the characters.
Right.
That's what people do in all sports now. Well, give me a story, give me a theme. Who's the underdog? Who is like this generational talent? Who's this crazy athlete that we're going to watch? So you're going to watch, and that's what they did perfectly. They built this up perfectly, and people tuned in once and they were entertained.
Absolutely.
That's what you have to do in sports. Make people care. You make people care, and guess what? More eyes on the product, more people will watch in the long run.
Because like I said, prior to hearing about this girl who scored 40 points in back-to-back games, one of them being, against South Carolina, that certainly piqued my interest. And because who scores 40 points in college basketball? For one, not too many people.
Yeah.
And for this girl to do it over, multiple times in a row against the number 1 team to advance to the finals, I honestly, from the bottom of my heart, believe that it is, and it was the persuasion of, announcers, ESPN, just going on and on about her. I had to see this. I had to see her in the championship game, and I think most guys, most people did too.
Yeah, and that's why you tune in, man. This is like sports is all about stories and characters, and it transcends everything. And like she transcended everything, and people wanted to tune in to see it. And guess what? They got to see a great game because of it.
And I think all the extracurricular, it just made it even better.
Even better.
Now people are talking about women's basketball. For whatever reason it is, people are sitting around talking about the NCAA women's championship game opposed to the guys, which is total, that's backwards. You never see that. So I dig it. If it helped the sport at all, that's a good thing. I don't know if you've seen this. I am not for it. The first lady, she, Ms. Biden, she suggested inviting both teams to the White House, which I think is bullshit. There's no reason at all that Iowa should be going. The champions of every sport go. And I understand that the emotional side of everything that went down, but it was a nice gesture. But as the star from LSU pointed out in one of her tweets, she says it's a joke. There's literally no reason. If for one, you're trying to calm things over, it's ridiculous, because who are you calming things over with? It's people that's insignificant. The winning team won the game. You take that team and you send them to the White House. That's bottom line. And, and like I said, it was a nice gesture. She's trying to smooth things. I understand that.
Yeah, it's great. Grandma talking sports.
You can't you can't send Iowa. That's crazy.
No, you can't. No, and I don't think it will. Think it will happen. But like I said, I read that. I was like, yeah, it's grandma talking sports right now.
Yeah.
And that's how I read that as, and like you said, she's trying to smooth things over, make people, hey, everyone chill out. Which, hey, I don't think she was being malicious towards, LSU, or just trying to be like grandma talking sports and like, hey guys, can't we all just chill?
Derpy, do you think that that Iowa should go to the White House along with LSU?
We lost Derpy.
We need a dog, like one of them zapper collars for Derpy.
We do.
I thought my mic was.
You know what?
All right.
I'm about to mute it permanently.
Derpy, do you feel that Iowa should go to the White House?
No.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, right?
I'd probably say maybe Clark. That's it. To clear the clarifications of it. You know what I mean?
I don't know.
The tension.
I just don't see the reason why she should go. She lost.
Yeah.
I mean, every time that somebody beat the,
she did choke. She did choke.
She choked by putting up 25 points.
Yeah,
but I think
she made some passes that.
Yeah, she had some bad turnovers. Yeah,
LSU was good. That was a good team. You can't take anything away from them. You really can't. They played a good basketball game. They won. Good for them. Congratulations to the Lady Taggers. That's awesome. Going to the other game, the people with male genitalia they played last night in the national championship game, the UConn Huskies.
I'm sorry, just the way you said that.
You were right.
The UConn Huskies took on the San Diego State Aztecs. This game last night, it was rarely a close game. Maybe at the beginning of the game, halftime, it was 36-24 UConn, but ultimately you guys were right. You nailed it right on the head. And it wasn't even just as of yesterday when we made our pick for the championship game. You guys called it out about a week and a half ago, I believe, once UConn was steamrolling everybody in the tournament. You both, I'm pretty sure, said that UConn was going to make a pretty good run. Mike, I think that you said they were going to win it all, and they did. They won it all 76-59. Good for them. And you know what's funny about this, guys? It makes my life go a complete circle because about, I don't know, 17 years ago, I remember being at work, and a buddy of mine and I would always talk sports. And at the time, UConn was a big thing. They were winning, championships all the time, nearly 2000s. And my boss would get real annoyed because all we would talk about was sports all night. He wasn't really a sports guy. And he would always go, "Oh, yeah, UConn," because that, at the time, that was what was going on.
Yeah.
And here we are talking sports, talking UConn, and it's just crazy to me because I was in my job doing this, and I was getting yelled at basically.
Yeah, and now this is what we do.
This is what we do.
You know what? UConn, man, I like it. I like how they've tied now what Duke and like Kentucky or something like that with championship wins. And someone said, "Can't we talk about them now as being one of the blue bloods of men's college basketball?" And I think they're right. This team should be considered an elite program. They have the same amount of championships as some of these ones that people talk about year in, year out. Why can't you
see UConn go to a conference though? I mean, coming out of the Big East is always going to play a role.
Yeah, it is. That's what sucks. They would have to join the ACC, but people even talk about the ACC. So who else do they have to join?
But you figure, I mean, the ACC would be convenient. It's it's within the geography, and also with Duke and North Carolina in the conference always keeps it in conversations. I don't think joining the ACC would be such a bad idea. I think they just have to get out of that Big East. It's hard to take it serious, and up until this point, rightfully so.
Yeah, I just, and then going back to like how we were talking about like some of the talking heads were saying like there's no real good teams in here. UConn is what, a 2 seed? Four. Excuse me, 4. A 4. But once again though, they now won their 5th national championship. They had 4 before coming into this. Why weren't they considered an elite program? I don't get it.
Probably just because it's it hasn't been consistent lately. I think if you would have talked to anybody 15 years ago, they would have said UConn is the team.
Yeah, but the story could have been, the narrative could have been, hey, can this team take it back to the glory that they had these 15, 20 years ago? And that should have been the story. UConn Huskies, can they do this? And you know what, they did, and no one talked about them, and I love it. Now everyone should be talking about them because this team was dominant. They were running people off the court.
I mean, UConn is at 4. They were a 4 seed. San Diego State was a 5. How many crybabies did you see over this period of time? Let's just trash the whole tournament because none of the best teams were in. Yeah. Like even that guy, that crazy Larry or whatever it was from Iowa State, going on and on. They should replay a game. that's what the March Madness is. This is the results that you get. It's
Yeah.
very rare that something goes entirely the way that you think it would, and that's why none of these brackets are ever correct and never.
Yeah.
I dig it. I dig the way this season turned out. I dig it. San Diego State. No, you can't take anything away from them. Jeez, oh
No,
man,
like
you
them, Miami, FAU.
yeah,
My
Florida
God.
Atlantic. I mean, come on, that's
Yeah.
what March Madness is.
This,
That's the
yes,
madness part of it.
yes, and this is what everyone says. Oh my God, it's the greatest thing ever. This type of year, this time of year, March Madness. How can you not love it? And then when it doesn't go the way people want,
Yeah,
they all cry. Like, get out of here.
yeah, March Madness fans are goofy sometimes.
I don't get it. Sports fans are goofy. I
Speaking of
don't get it.
goofy sports, Derpy, are you there? Derpy,
He's
can you hear me?
Derpy's sleeping. He does not like it when we don't talk just Steelers.
All right.
Yes,
all
I
right.
am here, fellas. I'm here.
Derpy, now you told me the other day that you might be going to a baseball game.
Yeah, I'm going to be going to, because I told you that I'm more of a Guardians fan than a Pirates fan, but
Right.
I do like the ball. Your guys' ballpark a
Well,
lot.
don't tell anybody that when you're here. Then they'll hang
Well,
on
now
it.
they know, so I mean, doesn't matter.
No, we'll let them all know. Like, this dude's from Cleveland. He's a Browns fan.
No, I'm like
No, I'll be like,
Northeast.
you
know where I'm at, but
I'll be like,
get
you
the
should
point.
hear what he says about Kenny Pickett. Okay.
Does your
No,
mom?
I'm gonna be going to a baseball game this summer. Against the Pirates in Pittsburgh. So
That's gonna be exciting, man. Did you get tickets yet, or are you still, gonna do
we're
that?
still working on it, but
Yeah,
we plan on going. So for sure.
oh, that's awesome, man.
Great seats will definitely be available at an affordable rate too, probably.
Let me ask you this, Derpy.
Yeah.
Did you like the change of the name of the baseball team up there in Cleveland? Were you cool with that, or were you kind of married to the old name? I personally like the old one.
By heart, I was skeptical at first, but I like the new name.
Yeah,
because it's a new identity, and
it's a whole new identity. I mean, the thing about the Cleveland Indians,
we weren't winning with the old name, so I don't understand.
Change it up, boys.
But here's the thing about Cleveland. I mean, there's a history. I mean, even if it's
to me,
going back to the Major League movies, nobody's gonna, I mean, going down the road, the Cleveland Indians in the Major League movies aren't going to mean anything to anybody. I don't know. When you take this team that's been a name for so long, and here's the part that really bites my ass, Derpy, is this.
Yeah.
You're fine with it, which is fine. It's cool. But, and the same with the people down in Washington with their football team.
That's what bugs me, though. None of these other teams are changed.
Right. That's what I was going to say. What about the Kansas City Chiefs and the Atlanta Braves? Now, does it irk you that your team changed their name and these other teams, they didn't? Would you have rather stayed the Cleveland Indians?
At this point, I honestly know. But it bugs me, though, that those names haven't been changed yet. That's only the case of it. But I like the new name because of the fact that a new identity.
Why do you
we're winning? We were the youngest team in baseball to win the division.
Okay.
And I love our new identity. I just don't understand how fans, don't support the team because of a name change. That's very outdated.
Do you see that? Do you see that amongst the fans in Cleveland? Did they not? Did they not?
I was there in April last year. Then a lot of people were not there mid-season. I could tell you that much.
Really, and you think that's what it is because of the change of the name?
Yes.
Wow. That's interesting.
Personally, I think it's a good change because it's heading forward into the future because of the younger generation.
Yeah.
But
I always like the Chief Wahoo, the big smiling Indian face. I dug that. But I grew up with it. And it's easy to do that if you grew up with it. And I was curious. I was just curious to see.
I grew up with it. Yeah, I grew up with it. It's like they say, it's 2023. That name has been over here for 100 years. I think it was just the time it had to be changed.
Okay. Do you see personally any attempt in the future for these teams from Kansas City and Atlanta to do the same thing?
More than likely, yeah.
Okay. Is there any
But
other
at this
team?
point, I'm not sure because
Is there any other teams that you see fall into that category that they might say, well, you know what, we want to change this? I mean, not just so much because
I could see high
what about the
schools
Chicago
doing it.
Blackhawks?
I could see high schools doing it
Yeah, right.
because there was
I think
articles a few years back that they should change high school names too.
I think all the names should be changed to the Two Dumb Yinzers.
Yes,
most definitely.
And I think that works for everyone on on the political divide. No matter where you fall on the spectrum, everything should be called the Two Dumb Yinzers.
Yeah. Well, when I went to high school, we were the Indians, and we were red and blue. And there was a time where our high school baseball team, they went with the Chief Wahoo hat for their we dug it. It was cool. It was just
gimmick and that's gimmick infringement right there.
And there was a chain. I mean, there wasn't exactly the same. It was, the big
different
smiling
enough,
faces.
But the same enough.
Yeah.
Like I said, I just like the new identity. I think we're a different team with the new name.
Really?
From a winning standpoint, yeah.
There's
a different feel to them, but
how many seasons has it been now? Has it been 2-3 years?
It's been one.
Wow. Wow, it seems like this has been going on forever. So they played one season as the Guardians.
Yes.
How did they fit? What was their record last year? Do you know?
I don't remember, but all I know is that they won the division as the youngest team in baseball.
And that's a tough division, right? That's the Central.
It's Central. Central's all right. It's not
Detroit,
the best in
Minnesota, yeah.
But they're average division, pretty decent.
Speaking of the AL, last night the Pirates played the first game of 3 against the Boston Red Sox. The Pirates came in 1-2. The Red Sox came in 2-1. It was a fun game. I got to tell you, guys. I turned it on and I watched it from the beginning. In the first inning, it was 5-3 after 1, and I thought, wow, this is going to be a pretty high scoring game. So I continued to watch. Brian Reynolds went yard 2 times. Mike, he hit 2 home runs. It's the second time in his career, apparently, he hit 2 home runs against the Red Sox.
I mean, hey, I'll give you Bieber for Reynolds straight up.
Don't even touch our Reynolds. I hate this guy, but you know what? Don't even touch him.
You don't want Bieber?
We don't want anyone from the Indians.
Well, let me tell you. Please let me continue. Our catcher, Mr. DeLay, who filled in for Mr. Austin Hedges last night, who came from Cleveland. He went over the Green Monster with the home run. So no, I don't want anything else.
Says the man who says he stinks. No.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, Hedges Hedges went all zeros the whole way through the first series.
Yeah, that's just Hedges. Like I said,
I don't care about defense. He's a catcher.
Hit here and there, but in the moments when you need him, he's gonna get a hit.
Oh, geez. I mean, is he gonna get a hit any other time though? When you don't need him? Well, DeLay, he did hit one over the Monster. He was the backup catcher, so who knows? I feel like this. I mean, the argument he has good defense. If you're a catcher, you pretty much have good defense. If you're a bad catcher, you don't last long, right?
You don't, yeah.
You got to be able to do 2 things. You got to be able to catch the ball and then every once in a while throw it down to second base. I mean, that's your gig. And if you're bad at doing those 2 things, you're not going to spend much time in the major leagues. Am I wrong?
Yeah.
So
exactly.
But
I was gonna say, yep.
But it was a hell of a game. Like I said, 7-6 was the final count. The Pirates did win this game. That takes their record up to 2-2, drops the Red Sox to 2-2. It's cool.
Hey, we suck too, Derpy. We suck too. Okay.
They ain't like we're the Yankees who were beating the Red Sox.
From up on high in Cleveland and pissing on the Pittsburgh Pirates. Okay.
I'm not trying to, but it was the Red Sox. They did absolutely nothing last year. They were one of the worst teams in baseball last year.
Derp. I love him. Like any team from Pittsburgh gets a win. He goes, well, they should have won that game. He never puts respect on anything Pittsburgh does. I've noticed that about you.
At least in baseball.
You do it with hockey too all the time.
Hockey's another story because that's not my fault, my friend. That is our owner's fault.
Are you a Cavaliers fan by chance?
What?
Are you a Cavaliers fan, Cleveland Cavaliers?
Yes.
Okay. I've been up there about, I don't know, half dozen times myself. It's a good time. Being that we don't have NBA, I do enjoy going up there. And
if you had an NBA team, I would support them in a heartbeat.
I don't trust this. I don't trust him, Ryan. He's like 1 foot in Cleveland, another foot in Pittsburgh. He just goes where
I know.
He's a front runner.
He's a front runner. Though. If Pittsburgh had a basketball team, I would support them in a heartbeat.
The game two of the 3-game set against the Red Sox is tonight at you know what? I think it's an early game. I think it's about 4:10 if I'm not mistaken. But I will be checking that out as long as we're in the vicinity of 500, which is hard to do at this point hard to not do at this point of the season.
Yeah,
I will be keeping an eye on things. But today we're going to try to go above 500, guys.
Woo!
Yes.
Pirate baseball, feel the excitement. 75 wins. Here we come, boys.
Yes.
Here we come.
Our starting pitching is so bad.
162. Let's go.
Our starting pitching is so bad, and again, that's going to be the Achilles heel. You know, if we were able to put 7 runs up every game, we'll be fine.
What's your guys' record right now, anyways?
2-2.
2-2.
That's why Ryan said we're trying to get above 500. Context clues, man. Context.
Who's on the mound for you?
Oh, some guy.
I'm not sure. It would be the last guy in our rotation. I can't even think of who it is. Our rotation is not good. It is not good.
Who's on the mound for the Red Sox?
Oh,
probably somebody is equally as good.
Right.
I was not prepared to have a Pirates conversation, to be honest with you.
Like I have everything pulled up. Do I have everything ready to go? No.
All right.
Let's see. We are pitching Ronzi Contreras.
What's his ER?
I don't think he even pitched yet.
It's his first game. There were only 4 games into the fucking
I know, Derby.
season.
How far is
you're right,
It's a
you're
5-man rotation. Jesus Christ.
Last year.
Derby has us right around the All-Star break.
Yeah, I don't have last year's set.
Last year?
I do. Give me a minute. And then they got Nick Pivetta.
The Red Sox do.
Yeah. Let's see. Wait. What the hell did Ronzi? He was let's see here. He was 5-5 last year. That's what we're talking about with an ERA of 3.79. So he might be the ace of the staff, boys. He's like our best pitcher.
They got big things going on up there. Big things going on with the Battling Buccos this year. That is why I put my deposit down for my World Series tickets. And you guys who laugh now will be watching me on the television screen come October.
Like, didn't you learn anything from me last year when I bought my tickets early?
The Pittsburgh Penguins are back in action tonight, Mike. They have 5 games left. Tonight they're at New Jersey. After tonight, they play at home against the Wild. Then they go to Detroit to play the Red Wings, back home to play Chicago. And then finally, they finish up the season against the Columbus Blue Jackets. Game tonight, 7 o'clock. Again, this is against New Jersey. We're sitting at 38, 29, and 10. The Devils are sitting at 48, 20, and 8. And we have 86 points, and word on the street is if we win tonight, we take sole possession of that first wild card spot. But Mike, this game against the New Jersey Devils, it's never a given. And I'm almost certain that we lost both of the games. We may have played more, I'm not sure, but there's 2 games I can remember in particular that we did lose against the Devils this year. Mike,
we've lost all 3.
We played 3 against them already?
We played 3, yes. We lost 4-2, 2-1, and 5-2.
That sounds right. What do we got to do to win tonight, and what do we got to do to we're on the fences, on the fence gets. Here's the thing, Mike. We talk about this. We talk about the would we rather them go to the playoffs, or we rather them not? Here, I think ultimately I would rather them go because of this reason. With this, say it gets moved up to a 17 seasons that they made, 17 seasons straight that they make the playoffs.
Yeah.
Even if you're not good, there's going to be times during 17 years that you don't have the best team ever, and and you kind of fall into the playoffs. I think I like the record enough to where I would like to at least see them get in and lose. I mean, like we said, at this point, you could bomb. I mean, you only have 5 games left. How far can you get down? But in the draft, it's a whole different field than it is in football, because you could go out and get yourself, 3 players in these first 2 rounds in the NFL draft. Plug them right into place and play, and then have them be effective and be productive. In hockey, they got to go through the whole process, and it's going to be years before you see them in the NHL. So for those reasons and those reasons alone, I'm gonna hope that they go to the playoffs this year just to keep the streak alive. Again, 17 years, that's an impressive number. And to look back and say, you know what, they weren't that great, but they still found a way to get into the playoffs and be good enough to be a team that has 17 straight years of playoff appearances.
Yeah. Who would they play first round?
Damn, man, I can't even finish my thought. It's still up in the air as who they're going to play. Right now, it's looking, it could be either Boston or Hurricanes, but the Devils have a chance to move up into the Metro, and then it's depending on where we fall. It's going to be we have a chance between either the Bruins, Hurricanes, or the Devils, depending on how the Metro finishes up and where we finish in the wild card. So I don't want to play any of those teams, but you know what? Like Ryan said, let's get in, keep the streak alive. And when you're in, anything can happen. Their goalie can get hurt, or one of our goalies can finally decide they know how to stop a puck. And Jari can finally, his body might actually be healed by then. So you never know what can happen. So I'd like to get in and, be nice, for Sid Crosby and Letang to get in again. Just keep that streak going.
And that's the thing. When they're said and done and they're gone, and you look back at the team over the years they were here and you say, holy crap, they didn't miss a playoff. They 1 year, I think it was Crosby's rookie year.
Yeah.
While these three, any of these three were involved would be the 1 year that they missed the playoffs. And you would look at that and you would say, that's, that's damn good. And you really don't get much better than that. So yes, I would rather them
impressive what they've
get
done.
in.
And you know what? Let's just get in. Cause right now, I think if we finish outside, we're still going to be outside of the draft lottery to be able to move up. If we would win enough to get that number 1 pick. And in this draft, this kid is supposed to be like pro ready. So if we can't get him, might as well make it to the playoffs.
Right. I agree. I mean, it's last week I went on and on about these ridiculous AI thumbnails that Mike was producing.
You're just a hater.
And I over the weekend, I'm looking at these things. I'm thinking, what? I just don't understand why AI is so retarded in a sense, because there's a lot of times like you're looking at the words and the numbers and they don't even make sense. I don't understand why AI can't even put sense to numbers like the Thrine. Remember the Thrine? I came across other numbers that haven't even been invented yet as well over the weekend that I hadn't named.
I forgot about the Thrine. I put that one out of my mind.
The Thrine is a classic.
A classic.
We are the very first people ever in the history of the planet, everybody, to ever talk about the number Thrine. Something to be proud of here at the Two Dumb Yinzers show.
Hey, we got that going for us, which is nice.
Derpy, do you have any tattoos?
No.
Derpy, you want to get the Thrine tattoo?
Yes.
I vote yes.
Like right here. Right here, right on the arm.
All right.
There we go.
All right.
I think we should get him the pirate hat with that logo on the other one too.
Those AI. So I took the liberty myself over the weekend to get on and mess around. Now Derpy, I don't know what Mike did wrong. You've seen the pictures. Guys had arms backwards.
The hat.
The Nazi hat, backwards arms. People had extra.
Not a
limbs.
Nazi hat, okay? It was an unintentional skull parrot looking thing.
It was a Nazi hat.
It was unintentional.
That was the closest that I've ever seen to a Nazi hat. That's not a Nazi hat. But the guy's arms were hinged on the wrong parts of their arms, and one guy had 3 legs. Another guy was hitting without a bat. Anyway, I thought this seems fun.
Bunch of haters, man. Bunch of haters.
So I go in and I start messing around with things. And Derpy, I didn't have this issue. What I did, I went in and I tried to put a project together, and it came out perfect. And when I say perfect, I think that I sent Mike the package over, and in just a moment here, we're going to put it up on the screen to let you see. But what I mean when I say perfect, you couldn't be any more on point, Derpy, with what I was trying to do and what I got. The way that his, like I said, the Thrine, the different language, I don't know what those language with the letters were. I just don't know. So I sent Mike over a package. So Mike, when you get a chance, pull up FF from the package that you had got, and let's take a look at the picture that I made, Derpy. And I think that you're going to agree that this is so accurate, this picture. You're going to think that Mike is completely insane.
What's it supposed to be?
Now, this picture is me. Here it is. Look how accurate this handsome, beautiful specimen. Now, you couldn't have gotten this picture to be any more accurate.
That is 100% accurate 40 years ago, 50 years ago.
Oh, shots fired. I love it, Derpy.
When I was on Young and Restless. No, but this picture here, 100% accurate. And you can see to the very detail this handsome man in the picture, who it obviously is. And then you ask yourself, what the hell did Mike do wrong to achieve the thrine and so forth?
Like, did you just like copy and paste this from somewhere else and just put it over your head?
No,
this is what it looks like.
This is what AI thinks of me. This is what, and here's what I think of it. I think it kind of looks like that Dos Equis guy, the guy, or the most interesting man in the world, that pose that he always did.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that this is as dead on as you're going to get. You can't get any more accurate.
No, this here is terrible. Like, let's just zoom in on. Look at this eye right here. We just zoom in on this eye. What's going on right here? Two different color eyes.
I mean, if that's the only thing, you know what I mean?
The nose looks like it's all flat and broken at one point. I just don't get it. Like the smolder look you're going for. It's not working.
This whole thing is the most accurate. This gave me confidence that AI just might be, what we thought it was. I was a bit concerned after Mike's product and, putting these, the Thrine and the Nazi hat and all these things.
It's not going to work.
What's that?
It's not going to work. It's going to get canceled. It's too much masculinity.
It's too much what?
Masculinity.
Yeah. See, because it's
2023.
Like
too much.
It's real masculine, like me. See.
No, it's not even close.
You can see the masculinity bleeding out of this.
What's this like white thing right here? What is this, handkerchief or something?
Yeah, don't worry about that.
I don't get it. And this whole
that's
thing
me being
right
sophisticated.
Here, what's this?
That is a good picture.
That's an amazing picture.
Like like that eye.
With this eye
into the world, like
Mike's masterpiece.
Yeah. I think we should just leave this picture up the whole time we're on, all the time.
I think that'll be the new thumbnail. Every episode's just that.
I'm gonna change my profile picture on social media.
Yeah, put it on Facebook.
Yeah, we're gonna be like, who the fuck is this guy? So there you have it, everybody.
There we go. No, new segment. You put this up on like dating profiles. See if it works.
Yeah,
exactly.
That ought to work. That ought to work, huh?
There we go. We could do that.
Go on a first date and meet the chick at Popeye's Chicken or something.
Like, who the fuck is this guy? Talk about catfishing. Oh God. Oh,
handsome. That's a handsome specimen. That right there shows me that the AI is effective and can be pretty damn accurate.
What AI did you use? I want to try this for me.
I ain't telling.
No, I'll do it tomorrow. But
I don't remember. I'll look later and let you know.
You're no fun.
It was you know what it was? It was the AI Mirror or Mirror AI app. Mirror, like a mirror.
Uh-huh.
Go into your store and type that in. Type in AI Mirror, maybe Mirror AI. I just know that the word mirror was in there.
Okay.
And I took a picture that already existed. That was nothing new.
Like mirror, like in the old space station.
Yeah. Like a mirror, you jackass. Like a mirror.
Oh, you're saying mirror, not mirror. Mirror app.
You know what I want to see? I want to see.
Derpy, would you fucking tell him it's a mirror?
I want to see.
I don't understand what the other word is that you're saying.
You're saying like mirror, right?
Mirror.
MIRRO.
Yeah,
mirror. You keep saying mirror, like the Mir space station.
No.
You know what I want to see? I want to see a generated picture of Mr. Bill Cosby, aka Deshaun Watson.
That's your quarterback, Derpy. That's your quarterback of your.
That's not my quarterback.
That's your quarterback of
not my quarterback.
No, wait. Can we get a picture of Kenny Pickett? Can we see what Kenny Pickett looks like?
I'll work on that later.
No.
I'm sure I can find one of him wearing a crown
Nope.
My beautiful blonde locks flowing in the air.
My computer will stop working if we do that with Kenny. Kenny picked off. Oh wait, you know what? Hey, I'm trying to be positive about Kenny Pickett now. I'm sorry, I forgot.
Hey,
Kenny Pickett's the greatest quarterback ever. He's going to lead the Steelers to 18 Super Bowl victories in a row. Trying to be positive.
Derby, your segue to the NFL is actually pretty brilliant. A couple of things going on.
Don't give him
NFL.
credit for anything.
Now, Jalen Clark, anybody catch this?
Yes.
Jalen Clark will not visit any teams without a top 10 draft pick.
I like it.
You know what? That's interesting because, of what happened and, his, supposedly he should be dropping on the chart.
You said Jalen Clark, you mean?
Carter. And he won't visit any team without a top 10 draft pick. Do you think that's, I mean, it is what it is. He's going to go whoever takes him. Mm-hmm. But do you think that's a smart move on his part?
I do. I read an article about this before we came on over at I think it was Pro Football Focus or Pro Football Talk. I can't remember which one. Might have been Mike Florio's site. So it's been Pro Football Talk. They're saying how like more of these athletes should push back against this system. The combine, going to all these meetings, you're flying here, flying there, people poking you, prodding you. Like if like the league and all these execs care about your mental health, like they say, oh, we're all about mental health now and well-being. Okay, why do you keep driving me here, flying me there, talk this, dig this up about me, especially with this guy right here? Why does he want to keep reliving what happened over and over and over and telling the same story over and over to everyone in the league, whether they're going to draft him or not? So you know what? Take ownership of this whole process, and say, no, I'm only going to go to like the teams in the top 10. If they don't want me, fine. I'll fall and you pick me whether you want to or not. I don't blame him for doing this. I don't blame any athlete for doing this too. You're not obligated to go to these things. They've seen your game film. They're going to draft you whether they want you to draft you or not. These leagues, these teams, they just love to watch these players jump through hoops, jump through ropes, go through the motions because that's the way it's been done. And, it would be better if it was someone else saying no instead of this guy.
Right. I think that's the
if it had been like Will Anderson, right, saying, no, I'm not doing this, I think more people would have taken stock into it in a positive way. But this guy, for what happened,
I like to see, I think, as you're in a job or say you're in management and you're hiring people, sometimes you may have them come in a couple times for an interview. Sometimes you might have them come in for a work interview. Mm-hmm. And I think for a position as such, an NFL roster spot, which is going to bank you a lot of money, that's where I don't have the problem. If they want you to come and so they can, learn more about your personality, because they're going to be paying you a lot of money. And if you're not the kind of guy, you're not the guy that they want, they want to give that $10 million to somebody else. I see now. I don't have a problem, and if they want to see,
I see what you're saying.
You see what I'm saying? It's kind of a big deal, and that's where I'm at with it. But again, let's go back to Jalen Carter. The point is this guy? Is he in that position? Is he going to harm himself in the draft by not going and visiting the the Steelers, who's at 17, or anybody else? But only those first 10 teams in the draft. I don't know. That's why I
don't think so, because they're, it's the NFL. They will take, if they think that you can come in and play, they will deal with everything else. They just don't, they're going to look at his game tape and be like, this dude's a fucking beast. We're going to take him and let the consequences be damned. We're going to let people say what they want to say. And guess what? They're still going to show up. They're still going to tune in. They're still going to buy our merchandise, and, we'll play them. Because they don't care. Eagles. The NFL really doesn't care. It wouldn't surprise me if the Eagles take him.
Watch them damn Eagles get him. That would be such bullshit.
Right?
Jeez, oh man.
I'm gonna be mad if the Eagles get him.
Absolutely. Another trade rumor, guys. Derrick Henry to the Cowboys. Derrick Henry and the Cowboys. That's interesting.
That's really interesting. Like,
can't wait for them to not do anything again with Dak Prescott at charge.
Yeah, but like them getting Derrick Henry when they already franchise tagged Tony Pollard makes absolutely no sense whatsoever.
Right. Exactly. But that's a Dallas Cowboy kind of thing. I don't know what it is. Things. They were great in the 70s. They were great in the 90s, and for the past 30 years, I don't know what the hell's going on.
Like, what are they going to do? Just trade Tony Pollard? Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. Like,
They like riding two starters back there and making one of them sit, I guess. That's
apparently, and Jerry Jones being the owner GM is just like, it's comical. I love it. He's an idiot. So, you know what? More power to him. I hope it doesn't go through for Derrick Henry's sake.
The other big trade rumor, the OBJ in the Baltimore Ravens, which I think is comical because who the hell is going to throw him the ball?
Yeah, because they're not saving any money for Lamar.
Right.
I don't get it. Like you said, who's going to throw the ball to him?
I got 3 teams here listed under Odell Beckham Jr. The Ravens being the latest rumor, the Jets being the other team, and then at third is the Chiefs. The Chiefs.
I would like that.
If he went to the Chiefs, I think he could be most effective because there's already a lot of good things going in their favor, and I think you could plug him right in, and he could be very effective.
Yeah, my God, he would. But you already got a double Kelsey. Then you add him in, and you have Sky Moore, Kadarius Toney, who came on strong at the end. You got Pachenko back at running back, and then you have Patrick Mahomes. That's all you need. You just need Patrick Mahomes, and okay, guess what, boys? We're lighting it up. So that would be if he wants to get another ring, that would be the place to go.
Realistically, guys, Derpy, you as well. Who, if out of these 3 teams, if I said Odell Beckham Jr. is going to be on either the Ravens, the Chiefs, or the Jets, who do you, Derpy, most likely of those 3 teams? Where do you see him landing?
Chiefs.
You most likely see him landing? I mean, I would like to see him land there. That would be interesting, and I think that would put them on.
You know what? Probably Jets, because they could probably pay him more.
Yeah, and if he does go to the Jets, that pretty that you're putting a pretty damn good product on the field. If you're the Jets, again, it's a bunch of rentals. Again, you're only going to get Aaron Rodgers for a year or 2, whatever. You're only going to get.
They haven't even traded for him yet.
What's that? But that's what I'm saying. The team that they're trying to put together, this team can
and they haven't even traded for Rodgers yet.
But it's going to happen. It's going to happen.
Let's just say that they do. This team here, automatically, you think I don't think they're top tier. I don't think they're Chiefs, Bengals, Bills. But you got to think that maybe the Jets are next level down. If in fact, again, it's a team put together to win. It's going to be a one shot. You're only going to get one shot, and it's the Jets. It's not going to happen. They're not going to win the Super Bowl, but you'd think that those pickups that shoots the Jets, I think, up pretty far up the list. What do you think, Mike?
It would. I would agree. Right now they're gonna have to clear a bunch of cap space because I'm looking right now and it's showing like they have like just under $10 million in cap space. So to get Odell, to get Aaron Rodgers, you're gonna have to clear up a bunch of cap space. But you can do that. You can massage the cap to make it work for you. So I would like to see him on that team. My God.
I would too. I'd be very interested in watching that team if they were able. Like I said, it's only going to be a very small window. It's going to be a small window. And if they don't win the Super Bowl within 2 years, then it's
I like their receiving core.
Mike, they're building a nice team. That defense, their secondary, the receiving core.
Yeah, like Garrett Wilson. Alan Lazard, Michelle Hardman, who just came over from the Chiefs. Nice little group you're building there. I like it. They need a quarterback, and if you can get Aaron Rodgers, okay, he's going to get another year or 2. I don't know if he's going to be the one, but for the quarterbacks out there, I guess you take a chance on him.
He's going to get you the closest that the Jets are going to get to. Doing anything, because like I said, look at all the guys that they were peddling through last year. Not one of them were good enough to run an offense.
No,
the guy they sent to Carolina, Zach Wilson, Joe Flacco. I mean, they have a list of bums.
Yeah, they do. And it's that like we kept saying, man, one quarterback away. Is he the guy this late in his career? He might be the one that's gonna, like you said, get them close. And I would definitely love to see Odell. I'm looking at Kansas City's wide receiver core, easily number 1 receiver on that team. Yeah,
and let's just say he goes to the Jets. He's familiar with the city. He's played that stadium. There's definitely things that would go to his advantage, and it would be fun. It'll be fun. Where he goes, nobody knows, but I think the Jets will be a lot of fun as a Steeler fan. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think even as like a football fan, it would be fun to watch him back up. I'd like to see him go back to the Giants. That would be just come full circle, Odell.
Here's a football quick. Now this has nothing to do with the trivia of the day, but I came across this yesterday. Do you guys want to do a real quick pre-trivia trivia?
Yeah,
you sure. Down, Derps?
Derpy's down.
100% sure.
All right. Check this out. There's 8 divisions in the NFL, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Of the 8 divisions, only one division has all teams that have won a Super Bowl. I'm sorry. All teams from this one division have won a Super Bowl. All the other 7 divisions all have teams that has never won a Super Bowl.
Oh.
Can you identify that division? And if you think about it long enough, you're going to get it. But one division, every single team has won at least a Super Bowl.
The NFC East?
The NFC East, yes. The NFC East. And that and the Eagles ensured that a couple seasons ago when they beat Tom Brady and the Patriots. Yep. They were the only team that haven't. They were 0-2 going into the 80s, lost to the Raiders, the early 2000s lost to the Patriots, and then they ended up beating the Patriots, winning, and then they went back again last year and lost. So they were 1-3, but that there put them as the only division where there isn't a 0 at the end of one of those teams.
That should have been the trivia question of the day.
Yeah, I got a good one here though. I mean, I think you guys you'll like the trivia as well.
All right.
Mike, why don't you tell everybody about the website, man?
2dumbyinsers.com, the number 2 DUMYINZERS.com. Head over there. Links for YouTube, Spotify, Anchor, 3 main platforms that we are on. Let's see what else we have over there. We have emails, Facebooks, Instagrams, merchandise store, everything you need at 2dumbyinsers.com.
www.2dumbyinsers. Go check it out, everybody. There's a lot of cool stuff over there, as Mike just said. And we are on live every day from Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. And the show that we do that particular day gets uploaded the same day over on Spotify and podcast form. If you only have the opportunity to listen or you don't want to see Mike's face, you could always go over there and listen to the show.
Rude.
Also, this month we do April 15th, Mike, marks the beginning of the USFL season. So you figure today's the 4th. That's going to be coming. We're going to be talking a lot about the Maulers coming up. And absolutely, certainly 100% going to be talking about the draft, which comes Thursday, April 27th is day 1, round 1. So we are going to be picking up on that, getting heavy with our draft talk as well.
Oh, yeah.
Darby, you ready for some trivia? This is a baseball trivia question, but I think these guys are going to enjoy it. I think everybody will enjoy this. There we go. You ready, Derpy?
Woo!
All right, I like it.
Either
he likes it or Ric Flair is over Derpy's house. Question of the day is this, everybody. This is a Red Sox trivia since the Pirates are playing the Red Sox. Here we go. After trading away Babe Ruth to the Yankees, how long did Boston go without winning World Series? And I have multiple choice, so please hang on. Is it A, 96 years, B, 86 years, C, 76 years, or D, 106 years? Again, after trading Babe Ruth to the Yankees, how long did the Boston Red Sox go without winning a World Series? 96, 86, 76, or 106 years before winning their next World Series? Take a moment to think about it. All right, Derpy, I'm going to come to you first. Question is, after trading Babe Ruth to the Yankees, how long did the Red Sox go without winning a World Series? What do you think?
I know the year they won it.
Okay.
It was 2004. And
then they won again in 06, didn't they?
Yeah, but the question in this area was 2004 is the one you were talking about.
Yes.
So.
I'm sorry. That was too much. Yes.
And I know it's not over 100.
It's not over 100. Okay. So you're thinking it's either 96, 86, or 76 years.
Yes.
The curse of the Babe.
I'm gonna go 86.
86. So Derpy says B. Let me read it again for you, Mike. After trading Babe Ruth to the Yankees, how long did Boston go without winning a World Series? A, 96 years, B, 86 years, C, 76, D, 106 years. Derpy selected B, 86 years.
Like A and D are sticking in my mind. Let's go with A.
And Mike's going to go with A. A is 96. So there you go. 2 good picks, guys. One more time for the record. After trading Babe Ruth to the Yankees, how long did Boston go without winning a World Series? A, 96, B, 86, C, 76, D, 106. The answer is
what? I'm lagging.
You're not lagging. He's just sitting there.
B, 86 years. Derpy, you nailed that one. Both you guys pick. You know what? It would have been between 86 and 96 if I would have had a pick. I don't know which way I would have went. I have obviously seen the answer right up top, so it's hard to say. But the answer was 86 years. The Red Sox was between when they won their next World Series after trading Babe Ruth. But there we have it, guys.
They never should have won 2007. I'll tell you that much.
You know what? Those were fun. They were fun, though. They were fun. Those were fun. You had the Yankees. You had the Red Sox. You had Bloody Sox. You had everything. Those are great series. I can't say that I didn't enjoy them. That was good baseball. But hey, Derpy. No, Mike, what do you got to say before we take off for today?
I had nothing. That trivia was rigged. rigged.
All right. Derpy, what about yourself?
Let's beat them Devils.
Let's beat them Devils. I couldn't agree more. It's a big game. It'd be a nice time to get a win against them tonight, Mike. You said, we are 0-3 this week or this year with them. A win tonight would be huge. That'll put us in the first huge wild card spot. So, and 4 games left. Again, the Wild, Red Wings, Blackhawks, Columbus. Mike, it's coming down to it. Derpy, it's coming down to it, fellas. But hey, we do want to thank everybody for checking us out. We hope that you continue to do so. For Derpy, Mike, Ryan, the 2 Dumb Yinzers, have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.